Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to our summer 2023 Gaiscioch Community Summit. I'm very happy to see so many returning faces and people that I haven't seen in a little while. I'm really happy that you all made it today. I am your host today, Foglata, the founder and activities director for the Gaiscioch community, and we're going to fly through this quickly as can. We have lots of things to show you, so I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible. First up, we're going to cover a little bit of the news. Fresh out of the Gaiscioch community, we are ramping up right now for the Gaiscioch Quest for Extra Life 2023 edition. We have been doing this charity event for 13 years now, so it's been a big deal. We host a live stream event where we give away free games, all kinds of fun stuff. I'm hoping you guys can hear me correct. Yay, I think so. We're getting things ready. So if you want to get involved, please head on over to gsch.info/extralife. If you would like to donate towards our charity event, please go to gsch.info/el-donate, and that will jump you over to the Extra Life website to do your donation. Everything is tax deductible, so you get a little receipt. You use those on your taxes. Helps some really great kids have a second chance at life. That's what we do here, is we really try to help people live that best life possible. So next up, it is summertime in Gaiscioch. So what does that mean? So summertime in gaming can mean one of two things. Either A, your community is young and all the kids have lots of free time now, so they come and play all day long every day. Two, it means that we are parents and our kids are home all day, which means now we have to entertain them for 24 hours in the day, not just the 6 hours a day. So our playtime diminishes, and we end up doing things like vacations and traveling and sporting events, and we don't get as much time to play video games. So the Gaiscioch community typically is an older community. So our trend typically shows a downward drift over the summer, and then when they go back to school, we'll see things pick up again. So hang in there if you're looking for some summer adventures. We got lots of things going on throughout the summer months, so we are doing stuff. It's just a little thinner than usual, and that's to be expected. All right, so what's next? What are these adventurers doing? They're recruiting other adventurers. If you're looking for a way to earn contribution points, there is a new way called Refer a Friend. Like many things in this world, I decided a refer a friend program is useful with Gaiscioch, so I created one. So if we were to go over to the Gaiscioch website, I will show you exactly how to do it. Here we are. Up here on the top, there's this little button. You can also click on your name, but this takes you to your profile. And once this little web page loads, you will see referrals. Click on referrals. And then boom, there is your little link that you can copy and paste to anyone that you want to recruit. Now every single person that you recruit will start off as a tier 1 member as soon as they hit the moon tier rank. As they level up through the community all the way up to lock, they will increase in point value. So if you just recruit, everyone to just go create a bunch of accounts, unless they rank up the first tier, they won't be worth anything. But as they progress through the community, and as you help your friends that you've introduced to our community level up through our community, they will become more valuable in those contribution points. So it's a nice new way that you can help get those contribution points while we're waiting for the trading post to finally be finished. All right, so let's go ahead and take a quick look over some community information here. So for our summer 2023 eldership team, I'm still the community leader, Foglata, haven't retired yet. Chapter 7, New World, is being helmed by Kiriel, Seacoral, and Tip. Chapter 5, Elder Scrolls Online, Akirin, Sir Henry Vale. And then Chapter 4, Guild Wars 2, we have Jillabod, Gmafog, Kitty, Micah, Namry, and Old Goat. Looking at our advisory board, we have Atrim, Clan Norton, Izzy, Rylissa, Tybor, Berga, Dargren, Pedro, Soren, Varder, Chemical, Donnellium, Radiological, and Terrifer. If you are an elder and you don't see your name on this list and you're like, oh, fuck, forgot about me. No, actually, you forgot to log in. Anyone that hasn't logged in the past 30 days gets removed from this list. So, it's on you. Ha ha ha. All right. So, This quarter, we saw Critus hit his Warlord rank, so congratulations to Critus. You also got a good real-life promotion. If anyone's interested in that, go ask him to show him the mustache. It's a legendary mustache, and he got his brand new promotion. It's glorious. Then we have our Guardians, some new Guardians, Kaler, Boreas, K-Slays, Talvaza, Tintreach, and Zerata. Congratulations to all of you hitting those Guardian ranks. We have a whole bunch of veterans and a bunch of members joining the flow here. People moving up. A lot of these names I saw join us this past quarter, and they're already cruising right up these ranks. We got Gunhag over here. Been playing with him a whole lot. He's a fun fellow. All right, so new member-wise, we have a much shorter list than we usually have, but we've kind of been settling in on a few of our games. But these are new members of the past quarter. So welcome to you all. If you ever have any questions about the community, please feel free to reach out to me. I am here to help you. So please, don't be a stranger. Come ask. I'm not one of those people that hides from people. So come talk to me. I'm very social. All right. Next up, the patrons. Thank you so much, patrons. You guys do not realize how much of a lifesaver you guys have been. This community would not exist without these people right now. I would not have survived the past few years. When things got rough and I had to lay off my entire staff at my company, and I was taking a 50% pay cut, the only thing that kept Gaiscioch alive was the fact that it was paying for itself. If I had to, in the old days, I was pocketing everything myself, pushing all my money into this thing, and it was becoming really expensive to maintain and operate. And being able to make it so that it's basically self-sufficient and I no longer have to pay into it, that has literally saved this community, because I would not have survived with that period and kept Gaiscioch going. There's no way I could have afforded that. So these guys you should all be thankful to. They're all heroes of Gaiscioch, in my opinion. All right, so taking a look at the statistics. Right now, active Gaiscioch population is sitting around 447 total active members. We have 346 currently playing Guild Wars 2, 45 playing Conqueror's Blade, Diablo 4 has 40, Elder Scrolls Online with 12, and New World with 12. These are the people that have logged into the Gaiscioch.com in the past 30 days. Alright, so now on to some of our popular adventures. Alright, Guild Wars 2. We have What Lies Within now. It didn't get a trailer, sadly. There hasn't actually been a new trailer on the Guild Wars 2 website or their YouTube for a 3-month period now. However, there was a little bit of information that dropped on Steam. If you ever kind of cruise around SteamDB, if you search for Guild Wars 2 for a limited time, you would have seen that there's a new expansion on the way. And so I'm suspecting all their efforts are going into that expansion and that announcement that's coming. So I suspect in the next month or so, we're probably going to see some big content drop, new expansion announcement, something coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned for that. Right now, this What Lies Within, I have to say, we played the Gilda Delve, and that was a lot of fun. That meta event is very comparable to Dragon Stand. I ran out of bag space within the first half of it and had to start salvaging stuff and getting rid of stuff, sticking stuff on the market. It's a lot of fun. If you'd like to join our adventure over in Guild Wars 2, head on over to gsch.info/g/GDW2, and we would love to have you. We got plenty of room. We're having a great time out there. It's been our biggest chapter to date. Still running strong. It's still the number one, as it's been for the past 10 years. So, aside from that, our next biggest game right now is...
ぞ。
あの方のためなら素早く美しく。
モノノフの生き様、熱は今我が栄光をかけ、いざ参る。
Alright, so Season 16 Sengoku is the new season here in Conqueror's Blade. We are in our third week, just finished up our third week, in fact, of the season. We're getting our gold units back starting on Monday. This is a Japanese themed season. We have a total of 6 new units coming this season. 6. There's 3 for the season, and then there's also 3 additional units that are making their grand entrance during this season. We are currently located in Maoyang, sitting in Nightingale Town. Our entire focus this season is on securing enough land to start generating some income and start doing honor-based fief quests to help unlock all the new honor mastery stuff that came into the game this season. We're not focusing on building up towns and trying to have the big payday at the end. We're just enjoying the payday every single week. So if you want to come play with us, make sure to throw a request into Gaiscioch. We've moved all our mains into Gaiscioch for the summer, being we're usually at a lower population. The summer months, pretty much everyone's in one place. All our alts are over in Gaiscioch Dub right now, so that's where our alternate farmers have been. Join us by going to gsch.info/g/cb. We'd love to have you. Let me tell you, we could definitely use you. Alright, so what's next in the list?
There's a reason that the Silver Crows are going to be the best. We've got the right team. The muscle to take on whatever a Turnham throws at us. We're smart enough to keep ourselves in one piece. But not so smart that we won't put ourselves in harm's way to get the job done. What it takes to be a Silver Crow. A Turnham needs heroes. Think you're up to the challenge?
Alright, so that was Season 1. Now, I have a feeling that this presentation is literally days too early, because Season 2 is literally starting July 6th. I believe it's July 6th is when that's all dropping. So the new video should probably drop tomorrow. I'm willing to bet the season 2 video is going to drop tomorrow. It might be Tuesday. They might say, you know what, Monday is a bad day to release. Let's launch on Tuesday. But we're probably going to see a new video like this week coming up. Season 2 has a lot of really interesting things lined up. Season 1 was fantastic. I really enjoyed the first season of New World with their new season system. Had a whole lot of neat content, new stories, new dungeons, new the weapon sets and stuff like that. Being able to save your armor into sets so that you can just hot swap them. That was amazing. I love that feature. A lot of good things going on over there. We are kind of thinned out for the summer, but I suspect it's going to pop right back up. So definitely check it out. If you're interested, gsch.info/g/nw. That'll jump you over to the adventure page. Get signed up. We'll send you an invite. We'll have a great time together. And let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the Elder Scrolls.
I have seen all that ever was, and all that ever will be. I have seen betrayal, endurance, ambition, and courage. I am the one who knows. For perhaps the first time in my unending existence, I feel disconnected from fate's flow. Unseen forces move against me, hungry for forbidden knowledge. A mystery long kept hidden. A secret that threatens to unravel reality itself. Save Tamriel.
Alright everybody, this just dropped just last month. It is Elder Scrolls Necrom, and it is, from what I hear, pretty fantastic. Nothing beats an Elder Scrolls story. They are fantastic at writing stories, and that's one of my favorite things about the game. The only thing I didn't like about the game was it was really hard to get people to group up to play with. Story-wise, it is a tremendously wonderful game. So if you're looking for a deep story and just an epic wealth of content to play through, this is definitely a game that you should check out. You can join our adventure over at gsch.info/g/ESO, and Sir Henry Vale will be sure to toss you an invite, get you coordinated with the rest of us, and just go in and have some fun. Dive into the story. Embrace this world, because it is a beautiful world. There's so much to do in this game. So many things to see, and just a really epic story behind the whole thing. Been really impressed with how well Elder Scrolls has turned itself around over the years. It has a lot to offer. So definitely check it out. Let's go ahead and cruise right through this so I don't hold you up all day long. Guess what the next game is? Hide your eyes, Mom.
Bite my tongue, bite my tongue.
Your lives
Wait till the world is mine.
depend on what you do next.
So for these ocean eyes,
Choose wisely.
you should see me in the crowd. I'm gonna run this nothing child. Watch me make 'em bow. One by one, one by fall. Blood on a marble wall. I like the way they all scream. Crown. I'm gonna win this living town. Watch me make 'em bow. One by one. You should sing for the crowd. Your silence is my favorite sound. Watch me make 'em bow. One by one. I don't dream. You should see me in the crowd.
Alright, now Diablo 4 we knew was going to be big when it was first announced. For a long time there, we weren't sure if we were going to put a devoted effort towards it or not. But towards the release, there was an increasing amount of Gaiscioch members that really wanted to play together. So Kiriel decided to helm up the ship here, and we opened up a Gaiscioch over in Diablo 4. We have Pedro, Esmina, and Micah helping out with that. Definitely get involved with us. If you want to play Diablo 4 with friends, we got a lot of friends for you to meet. gsch.info/g/d4. It is cross-play friendly, so if you're playing on Xbox or PC or PlayStation 5, I believe you can play all across all of those. Sooner or later, I will pick it up. I just don't have the time or the finances to devote to it right now. So I will probably be poking in later this year. I'm thinking probably around November time, but we'll see. So get involved. You'll have a lot of fun. I promise you.
Earth's best and brightest land on planet Balaka. The mobile infantry ready to engage against the bug menace. Elite Deep Space Vanguard troopers deploy state-of-the-art subsurface scanners to find the bug hives and win the day.
Get on the line! The base is under attack! Where's the resource team? We need the Arcast up there now!
Multiple contacts! We got bugs! Heads up! Grenade out!
Incoming! Protect the Ark! Hold them back! Kill them all!
Weapons completely dry! Need ammo!
Resources ready.
Open the gas tank! Let him in!
We're all loaded up! Firing the arc now!
Back it up, Brimstone 1, and prepare for extraction.
We got what we needed! We're out of here!
Another successful mission for the Vanguard. We need fighters like you. Would you like to know more?
Alright folks, Starship Troopers Extermination. This game was pretty much a surprise when they dropped the first preview of it. I did not know it was coming. It was originally slated to be a 12-player cooperative game. It ended up being a 16-player cooperative game. Now if you like cooperative shooters, this is definitely an interesting one. So right now it is in early access. It is a fraction of what it's actually designed to become. And so far it's been a lot of fun. They're releasing updates in a pretty good, consistent path, and it's been a whole lot of just absolute mayhem. When you're playing this, it's crazy how crazy things get. It's just bugs everywhere, people shouting on into comms, trying to either you got a couple types of players. A couple people complain about everything. A couple people literally role play like they're actually in Starship Troopers. Like it's hilarious. Some of the commentary is just hilarious that people start going on. So I would highly recommend checking it out. It is fairly inexpensive, and it's definitely worth picking up and playing. So this next week we're supposed to have a huge Steam sale. I am almost certain it's going to be on that. So definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. We got a whole bunch of us playing it now. We're doing a weekly event trying to get 16 of us together. Sooner or later, I hope to actually get 16, but right now it's more like about 7. So I'd like to see that grow and go slay some bugs together, especially as a clan system comes in the game. That should be a lot of fun as well. All right, so let's go ahead and check out what else Gaiscioch is playing. You definitely want to check out the Mistlands. That has been visually some of the most stunning stuff I've seen in a long time. Now, we've been following Valheim since it was a one-player or one-man show, designing this whole game just as a hobby, hoping it'd become something. And man, did it take off! It was actually the number one on Steam for a while there. It was quite exciting to see this game go from just a one-man show to actually having a little bit of a development team to actually bringing in their first expansion now. Now we have a group of Gaiscioch that are decided to take it up, start playing that expansion as well. Radiological and Chemical are basically keeping that thing going. So if you'd like to get involved, please go over to gsch.info/g/val and join up on our adventure. We will get you an invite to whatever kind of activities we're going, and make sure that you're on our server. And it's a lot of fun. So if you are into Valheim, this is definitely something that you should check out. The new little expansion slash DLC. I'm not sure what they call it exactly, but it is some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen. Like some of the streams I've watched is just remarkable. So definitely check it out. All right, let's go ahead and go on to our next one on the list.
Agana, Israel support. We create and develop unique potential of dozens of operators. Travnik, Russia, medic. Choose your role, join the team, and complete dozens of missions together. Canlon, China, marksman. Whether it's day or night, rain or sandstorm, against bots or real players. Try the game that is all about teamwork. Corsair, USA, Assault. Play as Assault, Support, Marksman, or Medic. Choose your caliber.
Alright, you're all probably wondering, what is Caliber? Well, it is a kind of a third-person shooter that has 3 different PvE modes and 3 different PvP modes and then 1 PvPvE mode. It is a lot of fun for 4 players to go in and do some of these cooperative battles. It is free to play. There is a whole slew of operatives to unlock. I mean, we're probably talking 30, 32, somewhere in there, operatives, and each season brings new ones. So it's kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, where you select a player to play. You unlock their skills and stuff. You unlock certain abilities. You can level them up, and then you can just change which type of class you want to play, whether you want to be a sniper, a medic, an assault, or a support. And then you go and do these missions, and there's a lot of variety in the missions. There's probably about 12 different like actual co-op missions, and then there's like these randomly generated modes. It's pretty fun. It's very planned. Like, it's not like Call of Duty. Like, I don't feel like it's a Call of Duty style game. It's a little more tactical, kind of more in the lines of like Rainbow Six. But it is definitely one of the better cooperative shooters out there. If you want something that's cooperative and shooter, this is definitely one. You know, you have Warface, you have this, you have Shatterline. These three are really my recommendations for the free-to-play cooperative shooters. Definitely check it out. Alright, so now we are going to check out some of the games that are coming soon. Let's go in and see what the first one is.
Story is more than what hobbits and elves know. It is time we told it ourselves. With hammer and axe we mine and scout. Across Middle-earth, delving for riches. Yet the greatest treasure remains out of our reach. Moria. Come, my fellow dwarves. Rally together. It's time we took back our home.
Alright, the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria is coming this fall, and I am super excited about it. I am going to be renting us a private server for Gaiscioch to play on. We will have weekly events in this game. So if you'd like to be a dwarf with me and explore the, the absolute massive cave network that's below Moria and rebuild the great dwarven kingdom, we're going to do so. I'm sure that Don will be joining me. He is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I'm kind of a casual Lord of the Rings fan. Like, I'll watch it once, but I'm not like the guy that's going to watch it every year. But I love digging holes, and if you saw any of my streams about Portal Knights, you probably know how much I love my digging. So, and I'm sure we're gonna see probably Kitty make an appearance. I could see her playing this a lot, and what could be funner than having a few pints with your friends and digging some holes, killing some bugs and creatures and spiders, and it should be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna give it a try. If you guys want to give it a try with me, you're welcome to it. We're gonna have our own server. It'll be a lot of fun. So I look forward to seeing you there. In any case, let's go ahead and check out the next game that's coming this year real soon here. Probably even this summer we'll be getting our hands on it. So let's go ahead and check that out.
Wayfinders. Do you remember the fall? The gloom descended on Skylight. You rallied to protect the beacon and paid a terrible price. You fell, and the world was broken. Remember who you were, who you are, and return to us.
This world needs champions.
Wayfinder. We've seen some tests already. Some of our members has actually gotten their hands on it already. It is mostly PvE, and we are going to be exploring it. I will have a weekly event for at least a month to see if you guys want to play it or not, and we'll see how it goes. It does have a very thick WildStar influence. You could feel it from the moment you touch it. So if you liked WildStar, you'd probably like this. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But we're going to give it a try, and we'll see if you guys like it. If you stick around and keep playing, we'll keep going. If not, it'll go in the cupboard for another rainy day. But you can get involved, join up, let us know that you want to play by going to gsch.info/g/way, and that will jump you over to our page, and you can just click the Join Adventure, and that will let us know that you're on board for playing. And once we get rolling, it'll have all the information for you right there on where we're going, what server we're on, if there's a faction, all that information will be right there for you. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our third game in this little upcoming games.
Welcome to Enshrouded. Today we'll be introducing you to a mini-series of videos exploring the key pillars of the game, including combat, building, and survival. Let's start with the basic combat mechanics in today's video. Enshrouded allows the players to lock onto enemies in order to focus their attacks and movement on specific opponents. As the enemy attacks, you can block their action with or without a shield. Blocking an attack costs stamina, and once depleted, attacks cannot be blocked anymore. With the right timing, you can also parry enemy attacks. A successful parry will block incoming attacks but also heavily drain the enemy's stamina. This leads us to the Merciless Attack, a powerful finisher that can only be used when an enemy's stamina has been depleted. Once the attack becomes available, it can deal a devastating blow to your enemy. In Enshrouded, you will have a variety of powerful weapons to choose from. For example, you can use bows for ranged combat in combination with different types of arrows. There are also wands for faster shots of elemental damage types, as well as staffs for mana-based slower and heavier attacks that can also affect a group of enemies. Apart from swords, there are also heavy melee weapons like hammers and axes, as well as explosives, hopefully offering the weapon of choice for different kinds of playstyles and challenges. Now that you are familiar with the basics, Enshrouded places a strong emphasis on the value of preparation before entering into combat. It is important to focus on extensive preparations, such as resting, cooking various foods by using recipes, as well as potions and other items to gain an advantage in the battle. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel where we will explain this in a bit more detail. As you explore the world of Enshrouded, you will encounter many enemy factions such as the Fel, Scavengers, Wild Beasts, and Wildlife. Each of them can be found in the unique areas of the game. There are various approaches you can take towards enemy fights. If you're the type of player who prefers to avoid direct combat, you can choose to scout and sneak your way around enemies to avoid alerting them to your presence. For players who enjoy ranged combat, you can also use bows, staffs, and wands to attack enemies from a distance. As the world of Enshrouded is fully voxel based, you can even dig your way around the obstacles. The possibilities are endless, and it is up to you how you will use this approach. Another way to approach enemy fights in Enshrouded is by using a glider. The glider allows you to fly over and approach enemy camps from above, given the element of surprise. In this section, we'll be discussing the game's leveling system, customization, and multiplayer experience. As players explore and survive in the game, they will gain experience points and level up. With each level gained, players will unlock skill points that can be used in a skill tree. For example, there are active abilities such as double jump, sneak attack, and blink, but there are also passive skills that improve your abilities or automatically trigger under certain conditions. All of the skills and players' class directions can be mixed in any way possible, which allows for a variety of different builds. In the world of Enshrouded, crafting basic weapons can be done at the blacksmith and other NPCs, but legendary weapons and armors can only be found through world exploration. Higher rarity weapons have additional perks that can be unlocked through upgrading. Apart from a single player, the game also allows players to play with up to 16 players on a dedicated server in a co-op environment. Playing together with others will allow each player to have a specific role in a team when exploring for resources, armors, weapons, and fighting together. Players can also heal and buff their party members or revive them if they fall to the enemy, enhancing the co-op experience. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to wishlist us on Steam. Be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our social media links in the description below. We'll see you in the next one.
Alright, now this one showed up on our watch list here, like in the past, pretty much past couple weeks actually. And I threw it up there because, I think we have some fans of the survival genre, and this definitely has a little more of the co-op kind of action and adventuring. And I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try and seeing how well it plays on those aspects. Now, I love me a good medieval co-op game, so I will be checking it out. If you want to give it a try, please go on over to gsch.info/g/ensh, and that will join you into the adventure for this little game, and we'll try to pull together and see who wants to play together. You can do it with up to 16 players, so it could be another little fun adventure for us to partake in. So go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead and take a look at our last game that's coming this year, kind of this earlier year. This is another one that I knew nothing about up to a couple weeks ago. Since then, both Pedro and I have been working with the developers, trying to build a relationship with them, and there's a lot of neat things coming. So if you're a fan of Conqueror's Blade, or maybe you were looking forward to Chronicles of Valeria, this might be your jam.
Chaos is taking over this land. Threatening the natural order itself. Horrors are awakening in Erloth. And our only option is to survive. Welcome to Kingdoms of Erloth.
Alright, now Kingdoms of Erloth is a new game built by a studio that is actually moving to Spain, I believe. I'm not sure where they're currently residing. They kind of seem all remote, but it sounds like they are moving to Spain, opening up an actual office. They have been crowdfunded on both Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and they are nearing the period of time when they're going to start their betas. So we're hopefully going to see some beta activity here real soon. Gaiscioch as a whole is getting involved, trying to help them out a little. So we'll see how that all goes. And yeah, this is definitely it's kind of a MMO survival RPG with kingdoms, and I think it's an MMO light is what I call it, because like the servers I believe right now are limited to 300 people and clans are 30 people. So it's a lot smaller than it was, but or than most MMOs, but I think that their design is more manageable for the world kind of complexity that they're looking for, and I think it's one of those games that will actually get done rather than be in development for 10 plus years. So they are a lot further along than a lot of the games that we've seen, and they've only been working on it for 3 years. So it's going to be interesting to see where this all goes. Alright, so the next set of games we're probably going to see either very late this year or into next year. So definitely take a look at some of these.
Our guiding star has shattered. Its shards scattered across the world. An ancient evil searches for these lost fragments, destroying anything in their path. You must find them. Harness their power and put down this threat once and for all.
Throne and Liberty, as you know, has been one game that we've been watching for a very, 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 very long time. Like, I think it was in issue 2 of Gaiscioch magazine, I actually wrote about Lineage Eternal. And that was where it started. And from there, it went through several different variants. This was back when it was like Ark, or Lost Ark. And then they went through several variants. Change. They've been trying a lot of different things, and one thing I've seen with Throne and Liberty is they are not afraid to listen to their audience and make changes accordingly. Their first beta test they had for the original design, people didn't like it. They're like, no, this is too much, there's too much competition. We want something different. So they went back to the drawing board and revamped it all and did something new. The Eastern version of the beta, a lot of Western players are getting their totally off their rockers over this beta because the East and the West version of the game are different. The Eastern players like autoplay. They like things done for them. They are absolutely insane when it comes to this. The Western version isn't going to have that. We are more active players than the Eastern players. Like, they want that, we don't. Amazon knows that, and they're working on that. So I do not suspect we will see any of that type of play in the Western version of the game. You are going to see this a lot in MMOs coming forward. Like, as we move forward, you're going to see a lot of autoplay happening in Eastern games. Anything that's being released in the West is not going to have autoplay because we like to actually play the games that we play. Over in the East, they want to do something while they're sleeping. So, it's great to have autoplay. So we'll see how this goes. So if you would like to sign up for beta, you can go to gsch.info/play/TL. That will jump you over to the beta sign up. I didn't want to put the whole URL in there, so I made a short link for it. And then you can join us in our adventure, gsch.info/g/TL. I encourage you all, if you are all in this room right now, do not pass judgment until you touch it yourself on the Amazon.com version. Once you do that, then you can tell me it's absolute crap and you don't want to play. But until you see the actual Western version, do not pass judgment. Because things will change, I guarantee you. And you'll be ruling off something that could be great because of something that happened over in the East. And it's two different things. So make judgment on the one that we get to play, not what they're playing. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next one on the horizon.
A new world awaits. As frost's grip wanes, chill whispers begin. Under a millennium of ice, bury the whispers of ancient gods. On the fertile lands, the songs of heroes have long been silent. Music and wine soothe your soul through your life of sorrow. But hark to this call. The tribes from afar, remember your axe and shield. Heroes' songs will resound once more. Destiny, let's rally forces again. Rise and fight! Be the brave warriors of Forest Land!
pretty much the they're claiming is going to be the WoW killer, but like that's every MMO that's been created since WoW was released. So we'll see about that. However, from what I've seen so far, they definitely are a pretty serious competitor, and I think that we are going to probably see something happen here. Now, it is part mobile, part PC game, so that's automatically going to disqualify it for some of you. However, I can tell you that looking at the interfaces myself, they are two completely separate builds of the game that are going to be basically working with each other. There is a very hard stance against non-predatory pay-to-win mechanics. Everything that's in the cash shop is for cosmetic. Definitely seen that. Now, I have been invited to test this out starting on June 28th. I'm actually going to be in this game playing it. I'm going to do some streams because apparently there's no NDA. So unless they tell me otherwise before then, I will stream this for you and we can take a look and see if it's going to be worth our time or if it's just going to be another one of those blessed onlines that we sadly say goodnight. No, it's the same perspective as WoW. This is literally, when you look at this and you look at WoW, you're like, wow, this is a knockoff. But we shall see. It could be better. We don't know. It does have a siege system in it and some PvP mechanics, so I'm kind of interested in seeing that. Not sure what the clan system is going to look like, but, you know, I have a hard time believing this is going to be a WoW killer. We'll see. The only thing mark my words, the only thing that's going to kill WoW is WoW. It's just the way it is. Games kill themselves. They don't get killed by other games. We've seen that dozens of times. Plenty of examples on that front. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, and I'll let you know how Tarsland is. I'll give it a try and see if it's worth your time. Odyssey is an upcoming MMORPG. I've been following it for a very long time. It's going to be on Xbox, PlayStation, and on PC. It is definitely got a unique art style that I really enjoy. It's going to have full-scale RVR battles in this game too. So there's random dungeons, which is really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the clips on this, but their dungeons are literally randomly generated. So every time that you go into it, it basically is a whole new dungeon. So it's limitless possibilities, tons of stuff to explore, a metric ton of lore that's going to be surrounded in this game. It's definitely something I've been watching for a while. You're going to be able to go forward and back in time. So that's kind of a neat mechanic I haven't seen yet. I believe their RVR, the way they're treating RVR is literally there is a area of the world that you go into to RVR. It's not a world where you can be griefed by somebody. So I'm pretty sure they're taking a page from Warhammer Online on this one and making it a devoted area that you go and do PvP in. But all things can change. It's still in early development, so we'll keep tracking it. I will update you as things move along, and hopefully we'll have some early looks on this thing, and I'll be able to stream it before we even make a commitment. And we'll keep an eye on it. It definitely looks like a fascinating game. I have to imagine it's going to be pretty heavy on the requirements for your systems to play it, but we'll see. I mean, all things considered, it's still a game in its early stages. I suspect we'll probably see something playable next year. But let's go ahead and move on to our next one. Almost through the entire list here.
Where are the guards? Hey you! What's going on?
Exile 2. We're going to be finding out a whole lot more about the game on July 28th during the ExileCon. Look forward to collecting some of that information and bringing it back to you and let you know how it all goes. Hopefully we'll have information about a beta date, when you'll be able to get hands-on with this thing. I know a lot of you played Path of Exile 1. Looking forward to Path of Exile 2. Apparently these two are going to work seamlessly, where you can take your characters from Path of Exile 1 and go into Path of Exile 2. So it should be pretty interesting to see how this all plays out. If you're interested in playing, go over to gsch.info/play/PoE2. That will jump you over to the beta sign up. And you can go to the adventure page over at gsch.info/PoE2. Let's go ahead and take a look at our last game of the list.
I have a dream. It starts in the desert. You cling to life. You find others, friends. You wander the dry, dirty streets of civilization. In the ancient halls of the testing stations, you find answers. You seek the secrets of the ever-shifting sands. Spice. You do all of these things in my dream, Sleeper. I am terrified of what happens when you awaken.
about that, then I don't know what gets you up in the morning, because this definitely is going to be something we're playing. I've led you off cliffs. I've drowned you in lakes and rivers. I've had you all murdered brutally in the streets of Meridian and Rift over and over and over again. We've done all kinds of things, but I've never had a whole group of people be eaten by a sandworm. So this is happening. We're going to have that worm sign. It's going to happen. So if you'd like to join me in this adventure, definitely head on over to gsch.info/g/da and say, join adventure. I'm going to join Fog on this adventure. I'm going to be eaten by a giant worm. It's going to happen. And we're going to have a blast. This is a survival MMO. So, I don't know. I had a book report about Dune when I was in high school, and I watched the movie and then wrote the book report and then read the cliff notes to know what was the difference between the movie and the book. So I kind of have a fond memory of Dune. I did not read that 800-page book. My bad. But, the new series on TV was great. I love it. So, we're gonna see. So, gsch.info/g/da. Come educate me. I'll let you be my personal educator on all things Dune. Come on, we'll go drink our urine together. It'll be fun. Yeah. So I will see you guys for that adventure. So you're like, Fog, how do you know about all these games? How are you following them all? Well, this is my watch list, and this is not the whole watch list. This are the trending games that I literally am scouring news every single day for. So these, like, anytime any of them releases a news update, I get a little ping on my phone and I hear about it. There are a lot more games other than these, but I'm trying to, hopefully in this giant haystack of needles, find us a place where we can all come together and be a family again under one roof and have something fun to enjoy. Some of these are just here to hold us over. Some of us are here to get us closer to that game. But right now, the way that you see these games ranked out are based on your votes. So these are ranked in order of how many people have signed up saying that they want to test these games, or play these games. So there you have it. That's kind of how it's looking right now. I will continue watching these, seeing what's interesting to you, seeing what you want to play, and we will make adjustments accordingly. I'm going to be checking out most of these games before the release so that we can show you the demo. If you think Ashes of Creation's Forever Alpha, you need to look to the one to the right there. Yeah, that one has been on development time 4 years, more than Ashes of Creation, and still looks exactly as it did like 10 years ago. Like, I haven't seen any improvement at all. So, yeah. You don't judge Ashes of Creation yet. If they can't pull it off with the new recruits that they got, then I'd be sadly, mistaken. But I think we do have some good potentials coming down the pipeline. The Kinfall, Pax Day, Throne of Liberty, Chrono Odyssey. All of these games have the potential to be potential chapters. I mean, we could be looking at another chapter in any of those. So if Ashes of Creation can't pull it together, those might. So we'll keep an eye and see if any of those could potentially be that next big home for us. We'll see. Should be fun. And, I'm checking out Terrorist Land. It could be the greatest thing since white bread. We don't know. We don't know yet. So I will be taking a look at that. But next up, I want to get your feedback. So you guys tell me where I should be devoting my attention. Let's go ahead. There's your little code right now. You go to that URL real quick. It is http://etc.ch/w capital A 7Y. Now, that is not a HTTPS server, so like that redirect, so it might give you a little warning. Proceed anyways. It's just a direct pull. So, and I assure you, the final destination will actually be HTTPS. I don't know why they don't update the URL there, but we'll see. All right. All right, you guys ready? Let's go ahead and start with the first one. All right, what adventures are you currently playing with Gaiscioch? Which of these adventures? Where's Sir Henry at? Come on, Sir Henry. There we go. All right, I think it stopped moving. Anyone else still waiting to vote? Oh, you didn't get in close enough. Hold on a second. Let me get you that link real quick. Here you go. Where are you, Link? I'm gonna post it in Discord for y'all. For those of you that are in the channel, there you go. There's the link. Let me post it up into Twitch for those of you tuned in on Twitch. There you go. There's the long link. All right, getting a few more votes. We got 28 votes, 11 participants. We got 46 people watching. If you're watching, feel free to jump in there, cast your vote. Come on now. There we go. We're getting somewhere now. 39 votes, getting closer. You can do multiple choice, guys, so feel free to vote on a few. Jumping around, jumping around. This is a good indicator for which communities show up to the live streams to support the community. Good example. New World and Diablo are just neck and neck right there. They're like, no. I don't think Ashes of Creation would have ever been a competitor to CB. It's a whole different kind of thing. It's more of a competitor to Chronicles of Elyria. Maybe Dark Age of Camelot, but I don't know that it would have ever been really considered Ashes of Creation because it was always on siege system. So it's not like you would have timed out where you couldn't siege a castle. It was always on, kind of like how Warhammer Online or Dark Ages was. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next question. Oh, last minute vote there. There we go. Looks like Guild Wars 2 still the dominant one. We have New World at 18%, followed by Diablo 4, 16.4. We have a tie between Conqueror's Blade and Valheim. Then we have Elder Scrolls Online, Caliber, and Starship Troopers Extermination. I'm guessing my Starship Troopers players aren't here today, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, which of the new upcoming adventures interests you the most? Feel free to vote for multiple if you like. Pretty sure Oops, I didn't have that one set to multiple choice. Let me fix that real quick. And let's do this and this. Alright, it may update here. There we go. There we go. Now you can vote for more than one. Have fun, folks. Jumping around. There we go. 23, 13 participants. Getting there. Do I have 17? There we have 17. Let's get up to 20. Let's have 20 participants. Which ones interest you most? Return to Moria is definitely the dominant one here. Good to know because I'm already planning on getting the server. I want to make sure people wanting to play it with me. Should be a lot of fun, I suspect. Alright, so we got 21 participants now. 22. Do I have 23? Do I have 23 participants? There we go, 23. How about 24? Oh, we got 24. Do I hear 25? 25 participants. Going once. Going twice. Alright, Return to Moria, champion of the realm tonight. Enshrouded is our number 2, and then a tie between Wayfinder and Kingdoms of Veriloth. We'll be checking out each of these 4 games. I will definitely be giving each of them a stream, and we'll see. Oh, things are changing. We'll see which of these is going to be the adventure that lasts us through the summer into the fall months. Should be pretty fun, I suspect. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our future games. So of those future adventures, which one caught your interest the most? Or which ones, I should say. Here we go. I had a feeling Dune was going to be pretty popular. No surprise here. Alright, things are jumping around quite a bit. Alright, we're back up to 21. Do I have 25 participants? I know we got 24 participants. Let's see if we can get up to 25. Come on, let's go. Which ones interest you most? Alright, So as we're back to the 24, I think we're safe to say Dune Awakening is the dominant one. Chrono Odyssey looks like the number 2, followed by Throne and Liberty, then Taris Land, and Path of Exile. I think there's a whole lot of new games coming out that is going to be pretty exciting. Look forward to sharing it all with you. I will be covering all of these games as they progress, and hopefully have some kind of heads up for when testing opportunities are coming. So stay tuned for that. Next up, we are going to roll into the AMA section of the stream. If you are on Twitch at this point, go ahead and mute that Twitch and head on over to Discord. I will be unmuting. We will take questions in the chat channel. There is a stage channel open right now called Gaiscioch Community Summit. There is a text channel. If you hover over the name, you'll see a little text icon, like a message icon. Click on that. That'll open the text channel. You can throw in your questions there, or you can raise your hand and I can call on you. I am going to flip on over to that, and we will communicate through that here. So go ahead and mute. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Alrighty, so who would like to ask the first question? We did have a question about Conqueror's Blade earlier. Let me grab that really quick. There was a question, how long are gold units unlocked before the new season starts and locks them out? So gold units will be available from week 4 through week 10, and then usually 2 weeks after that until the new season starts. So you're looking at about 9 weeks, and then it'll go back to being blue units for a week, and then purple units for 2 weeks, and then back to gold units quite regularly. You'll also be able to use those gold units anytime during free battles. I believe rank battles also has them. There's a few different battle modes. Expeditions allows you to play with them, and that's all Conqueror's Blade related. So let me jump back over to my other channel. There we go. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have? I got no request to talk yet. Feel free to click that little hand button if you want to ask a question in person. Otherwise, I'm going to look at the chat channel. Are you launching standalone or through Steam? I've got folks saying Steam has issues at the moment. For Conqueror's Blade, yeah, so Steam sometimes goes up and it goes down. Best thing you can do is close Steam, reopen it, try again. Steam usually will be down Tuesday afternoon, sometime around 3 o'clock. Usually comes back before the end, but that usually is kind of what we see, is it'll go down and then come back up. All right, Pedro, go for it.
So any of all of the MMOs that you showcase, do you believe that is the most possible one that we may go into as a chapter?
Right now, Throne and Liberty by far is the most on par with what we're looking for. It features RVR, it features PvE, features raiding and dungeons, world bosses. It was originally built using some of the code for Guild Wars 2, and that's kind of where they started as a platform. And I think that it will be something that we will definitely be playing, and if it can correct some of the things that we saw in the Eastern tests, I think it'll be pretty well received over here in the West. It is NCSoft. NCSoft definitely knows how to make games. Like Lineage 1 is still online today. Lineage 2 still online today. They have a long history of games. Guild Wars 2 is a NCSoft game, whether you like to admit it or not. ArenaNet is owned by NCSoft. So they've got a great knowledge pool behind them. They know what they're doing. If they can apply that to both entice the East and the West, it'll be a serious cash cow for them. I don't see how they're going to let that opportunity slip. And I think that it will be a great place for us. I mean, it has repeatedly said that they're trying to put them massively back in MMOs, and the latest trends that we've seen have been, some of these games have 30 people in a guild. That's not a guild, that's a group. We used to have raiding parties that big. We'd have 50-man raids. So that's like a group. That's like a Saturday morning go out adventuring together. That's not a guild. They were talking, around 300 to 500 for guilds. So that's more Gaiscioch size. Like our group in Guild Wars 2 is over 400. So there's no way we're gonna, really be able to embrace the game to its full potential with, a casual core group that doesn't play every day, 12 hours a day. We are a community that's built on casual, friendly nature. And the only way that we survive is by having a game that has a roof high enough where we can fill the house with, 500 casuals so that we have 40 people online each day. And that's the real of what it's like to be in a casual community. Is you have 500 people in there, but there's 40 people on at any time of the day. It's not that you have 500 people online. You never have 500 people online. The entire time we were in Rift, we had 2,600 members at our peak actively playing that game. And I never once saw more than 120 online. Never once. So, we got to have a platform that allows us to grow to those sizes so that we can continue to play together. And I think Throne and Liberty probably is going to be that game. Now, that said, if Guild Wars 3 is announced in the next 2 years, I suspect a lot of the eyes that are looking at Throne and Liberty are going to shift there. Guild Wars has been by far our most successful game to date. It has lasted longer than any other game that we've had, and its population has consistently stayed high. And I suspect Guild Wars 3 is going to be a very dominant game in our future.
Thank you.
The max size for Throne and Liberty guilds last I saw was 300. But that's still a number in motion, I think. Alrighty, so yeah, Guild Wars 3 is in development. That has been confirmed. And it's looking like it's going to be cross-play on console and PC. Because their recruitment posts, like if you look at ArenaNet's job board, you'll see that they're building the next generation of a popular IP with consoles in mind. So they have consoles and PC in mind. Guild Wars is a proprietary engine. So they do not use anything like Unreal or any of those. They build their own. Guild Wars 1 was the same way. Did I miss any questions? Looking through this list. Alright. Have you considered other current games or upcoming games to expand to, like Final Fantasy XIV Foxhole or Anvil Empires? We have a Final Fantasy XIV clan. It's not very active. There are a few people that still play it. We have a Foxhole group. It was really hot for about 2 months and then disappeared. Anvil Empires is pretty much going to be another Foxhole. I mean, we have never survived in a full PvP environment. There's never been one game that we've gone into where we survived that PvP environment. Not a single one. I mean, even Black Desert faded pretty quickly. Our community, for the most part, moved to the PvE world with Rift. Like, we were all PvP until we hit Rift, and then they took the PvP away from us in Rift. And we were kind of stranded there, and at the time we already committed, so we just went with it and tried to build our own PvP. Had some fun doing that for a little while, but in the end, what happened was we ended up with a massive community of PvE players. And so we've been rocking games that have both PvE and PvP, but haven't really kind of committed to one or the other. Like, we've never really played in a full PvE game, never really played in a full PvP game. It's always been somewhere in the middle. I don't like how they did this new update with the request, where it's like in a whole. I had to toggle over to a whole new view to see a request if anyone wants to speak. I'm hoping it pops up a notification if any of you guys want to ask a question. If you have questions on Twitch, I will try to answer those as well. Just feel free to ask, and I'll try to hit up any of these chat channels. What is the last unit? Explain. Expand on that. Last unit of what? Hey, what's up, Ben? In Conqueror's Blade? Are we talking the last seasonal unit? Because we get the Orochi Samurai, which is a gold unit. They're a pike unit. They're kind of like a moving brace type of unit. I was not very impressed with them during the kind of the pre-tests. But that said, by the time that they launch, they might be better. Don't know what all they're going to fix. But we're also getting another mercenary unit, or not mercenary unit, but the like the Mace Sergeants. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see it in the Honor Store again, and that'll be a gun unit that we get. Yeah, there's a total of 6 units that we're seeing this season come to be. There's going to be a whole other set of masteries coming in the next few weeks as well. They should be announcing that. All right, any other questions? So there are a few things that the Kingdoms of Erloth is actually going to have kind of a similar system where you will train up units to defend your territories, so that when you're not around, your armies that you've trained, kind of like you do in Mount and Blade, where you can basically garrison troops. You'll basically garrison troops at your thing that you have trained. You have gone around and taught these armies how to fight, and they're going to protect your town apparently. So that sounds kind of cool. That way, if you're not around to defend it, your units are there to defend it. So there's some interesting gameplay mechanics in that little guy. Other than that, I don't see anything that is in the same vein as CB. CB is very, very unique in its approach. Like there is nothing that even comes close to trying to match that. I mean, we saw, Kingdoms Under Fire 2. That was a pile of turd. In all honesty, it was pretty bad. Blood and Sand, I believe it was what it called, is okay, but it's super janky. Like it's like if you take the controls of Mountain Blade and threw it into Conqueror's Blade, that would be what it's like. It honestly feels like a diet version of Conqueror's Blade. We did see one other game, Myth of Empires, come out. That was kind of like Conqueror's Blade, but it was more survival based, and pretty much got itself into some legal battles, and pretty much got removed from Steam. That went pretty bad. But no, I don't really see anything really stepping up to challenge Conqueror's Blade right now. You never really know. I mean, I didn't expect a whole big group of players in Conqueror's Blade to disappear to go play Albion Online. I mean, like years after Albion Online launched, there's a whole big group of players that went over and played Albion, and that's just weird to me. But hey, to each their own, right? So yeah, I really don't see anything coming yet. That's really going to kind of challenge that picture. I think the only thing that's going to kill Conqueror's Blade is Conqueror's Blade. If they keep making dumb decisions, that would go that route. I mean, look at Warhammer Online. It was probably one of the greatest ideas of an MMO ever. Yet EA managed to kill it. I mean, it wasn't anybody else. WoW didn't kill it. Dark Age didn't kill it. None of those games killed it. What killed it was Warhammer. Like literally, the the development team killed Warhammer. That's the only one the finger's pointing at. Micah, for the Moria game, I believe it's 8-player parties, but 16-player servers. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. But yeah, you're supposed to have 8-player. I'm pretty sure it's 8-player groups. So when you go on expeditions and stuff, I think it's just 8 players. All right. Do we have any other questions? Hey, Haggle, long time. Give you guys a little second here, and then we're going to close this all down and let you have your Sunday back. So a lot of games to go play. So we'll see. All right, folks. I think I'm all out of questions, unless you guys have something for me. Now I know there was a question earlier about the trading post. I am still working on it. This past quarter has been a lot more hectic than I imagined, and I haven't really had time to sit down and work on it. So it is literally on my project to-do list. I have to finish up some real-life stuff before I can play with the play stuff. So I'm hoping that sometime in the next 2 months I'll be able to finish it up and have it all in your hands ready to go. But in the meantime, you can share Gaiscioch with a friend, get them to sign up using your referral code, and then start helping them level up in the community. Teach them about what we do and how we do it, and you'll be getting some contribution points for helping them along. Actually, we do have a village in the corner of the map. This season it's in Maoyang, and we've actually got 3 villages, and then Odin has 1 that's in the corner of the map, Sokoheya. And we're just trying to chill and do a little bit of farming and enjoy the good fights out there. And we've been having some fights with Thoys and Noble for a little while there, and yeah, it's been entertaining. But you know, we're not really trying to do anything big right now, so we're just kind of chilling for the summer, waiting for our people to come back. No, yeah, nah. I think you guys want somebody a little more, you know, end game contender for your 3rd slot. I think you can gimp yourself with us. So we are perfectly happy farming and doing what we do. And anyways, I'm pretty sure our average age in Conqueror's Blade is probably about 32, 35, somewhere in there. I think you want those quick reflex kids. All right, guys. Well, you all have fun. I look forward to seeing you all soon, and thank you so much for coming out. I will see you all next time. Thank you all.